Shalom, Akif, Wa Akwaf, Kal Halayim La, Ba Hashem Yahweh Shai, Ba Hashem Rakakah Kadash. I want to give double honors to the elders and apostles of that great millstone and teach me this truth. And shalom to your brothers that have the same doctrine as GMS. Shalom to your brothers as well. This is Brother Kazak Kabar coming with another quick hit, man. As you've been hearing on the news, you know, you got layoffs on the rise here in America, a.k.a. Babylon. Tawada Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai. Because the times are running out. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to play this video and I'm going to read some of this I'm going to read some of this paragraph, you know what I'm saying? Some of this article. And then I'm going to get some scriptures, and I hope this is edifying to you brothers and sisters out there that's watching. I pray to Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai that this video goes where it needs to go for edification purposes, you know, for the brothers and sisters. But without further ado, I'm going to go ahead and get this video started.
So this is interesting. More Americans filed for unemployment last week, although layoffs still remain historically low.
The Federal Reserve is closely monitoring any news about the job market as it weighs its next decision on interest rates. 219,000 Americans applied for jobless benefits last week. That's up 29,000 from the week before. The Labor Department will release its September jobs report tomorrow, providing even more insight into the direction of the economy. Well, John Lear joins us now. He is the chief economist at Morning Consult. John, interesting. I know we're all sort of waiting to see what we're going to get in tomorrow's report, but what do these numbers tell you generally about the state of the job market?
I think the biggest...
Y'all see them numbers? 219,000. Wow. 219,000 Americans filed for unemployment last week. This came out today, I believe. So this unemployment rate is shooting up like the heroin addicts out there, just shooting up real big.
Takeaway here is just how low jobless claims remain. So despite all this macro uncertainty right now and real concerns in Europe and China, the U.S. job market is remarkably resilient. And I think that's the biggest takeaway. We had a 2-week increase essentially right now. We've had that before in August. We'll wait to see what happens. But I don't think it's time yet for us to really be concerned about an immediate or a near-term downturn in the labor market.
Now, investors say they're hoping for a tighter job market because it means the Fed won't be so aggressive, right, with raising interest rates. Jerome Powell had said there will be pain. No one likes that word. And, you know, everyone's frightening.
It's going to be a lot of pain. And the messed up thing is they telling you that it might be a bailout somewhere. It ain't going to be no bailout. Things are going to get worse and worse as this thing progresses, y'all. Just keep your eyes and ears open and your mouth shut. And pay attention to what's going on out here. You know, if you got questions, ask the brothers in the truth. You know what I'm saying? They got the answers for y'all. Things are going to get worse out here.
Hangs on every word he says. There'll be pain that comes with bringing down inflation. So do you think the Fed is likely to reconsider its interest rate strategy, considering that, you know, unemployment is low and layoffs aren't yet kind of permeating throughout the economy, but they certainly well could be?
I think what we've seen thus far, particularly from the Fed, is just how dramatically they've really pivoted since Chairman Powell's Jackson Hole speech. And I would expect to see right now probably a longer period of elevated interest rates and a longer period of interest rate hikes, even after they start to see unemployment increase. I think the other point to keep in mind is that unemployment can increase for 2 reasons. It can be that folks are being laid off, or it can be that folks are joining the labor force, and so you're seeing more and more people start looking for work, which would also drive the unemployment rate higher. The latter is really what the Federal Reserve wants. They want more people out there looking for work, hopefully to cool down the labor market a little bit and reduce some of the wage and price pressures that we're seeing. I think
they gave all these people money during the pandemic, caused a lot of Americans to be lazy, so they sitting on their ass getting all this money to cause the unemployment rate to go up. But it's going to get much worse than that, you know, because actually, in reality, these jobs are just going to be laying people off because They're not making money. You know what I'm saying? These people ain't working. These companies ain't making no money. Stops the revenue all around the board.
That the Fed will be very, very hesitant to dramatically change course based on any 1 month's reading.
Yeah. You were mentioning layoffs. Peloton announced today that it's laying off 500 employees. The CEO also said that he was giving the company 6 months to turn itself around. We know Peloton has had several struggles recently, but how much of this do you think is a Peloton-specific problem versus a larger indicator of what's happening in the economy?
Yeah, because they did make too many bikes.
And everybody bought them at the beginning of the pandemic.
And then everybody went outside.
My biggest takeaway here from this particular incident is I think just to keep in mind that, we're still in the process of sorting out exactly where workers are going to be needed in this sort of post-pandemic world. And so Peloton grew very, very rapidly, as did many other companies that seemed like, the future of the economy was going to be strictly conducted at home. We're seeing now that there's more of a hybrid environment. We see a lot of small businesses, for example, increasingly are saying that they're going to operate in a hybrid work environment. That sort of reshuffling is going to lead to layoffs, but you'll also see a lot of those folks reabsorbed somewhere else. I think that's one of the reasons why weekly unemployment insurance claims have remained so low. And I don't take that as necessarily a bad sign for the macro economy, rather just a sign of the sort of reshuffling that's going on right now.
Yeah, it sounds like it's just more proof that the post-pandemic economy, if we can even call it that, continues to kind of shake itself out as people demand higher wages, employers battle with, remote work versus in-person work, and so we appreciate.
And the more they ask for higher rates, the higher the inflation is also going to go. Because we already on the rise in inflation anyway. But once that hyperinflation hit, where you have to pay $10 for a loaf of bread, $20 for a box of cereal, $30 for a pack of chicken legs, we already at 20. It's going to get worse,
Appreciate you giving us kind of your insight on this, John, who also got the no time memo today. John Lear, thank you very much.
My pleasure, people.
So when this unemployment shit kicked the fan, it's going to be a lot of people out here losing their jobs, man. You got people out here that's stashing their money and stuff like that, not understanding that this dollar is getting ready to go digital, man. You know what I'm saying? And what you gonna do when the money go digital? It might be on the card for a little second, but then they gonna bring out that charagma, which they already talking about on the news all the time, every day. You hear them talking about that grain of rice for your hand and your brain. You know what I'm saying? And I'm going to read some of this article here and give you a little bit more clarification on what's going on with this thing and who's laying who off. More U.S. companies are cutting jobs and freezing hiring as the economy cools. A sign that efforts by the Federal Reserve to tamp down inflation are hitting the labor market, which inflation is not going to go down. It's going to constantly go up. Rising gas prices, rising food costs, cost of living, all of that stuff is going to keep going up to where you eventually won't have nowhere to live. That's why they got FEMA camps set up. But that's on a totally different thing. Layoff announcement spiked in September, according to the outplacement firm Challenger, Gary and Christmas. Job cuts last month rose to nearly 30,000, an increase of 46% from August. While the number of companies announcing hiring plans last month fell to the lowest level in more than a decade, the firm said. Some cracks are beginning to appear in the labor market. Hiring is slowing and downsizing events are beginning to occur. Andrew Challenger, Sinister Vice President of Challenger Gray and Christmas, said in a statement, "Buckle up, America. The feds want to put you out of a job." Government figures also point to a slowing job market. Jobless claims for the week ending October 1st rose by 29,000 to 119,000 dollars. The Labor Department said on Thursday the total number of Americans collecting this unemployment aid rose by 15,000 to nearly 1.4 million for the week ending September 24th. So these numbers are constantly just going to keep going up, y'all. So keep your eyes and ears open. Watch your jobs because you might be getting laid off too. You know what I'm saying? And the Most High is doing all these things, and it's not going to stop. You understand that? You know? Zephaniah 1:14. The great day of the Lord is near. It is near and hasten greatly, because times are speeding up as we see it today. From famines, from job loss to mass murders, all these things are because the day of the Lord is near. Even the voice of the day of the Lord, Yahweh, the mighty man shall cry there bitterly. 15. That day is a day of wrath, a day of trouble and distress, a day of wasteness and desolation, a day of darkness and gloominess, a day of clouds and thick darkness. 16. A day of the trumpet and alarm against the fenced cities and against the high towers. Those alarms and trumpets is when these places, these cities and places get, fenced off. You know what I'm saying? Because they're going to be closing places off. It's going to be checkpoints and shit like that set up. It's going to be a lot of alarms being sounded out here also in them times. 17. And I will bring distress upon men, that they shall walk like blind men, because they have sinned against the Lord Yahweh, and their blood shall be poured out as dust, and their flesh as dawn. It's going to be a lot of people dying out here. When these mass layoffs hit and people can't get food and them famines set in, people going to be out here flipping out, man. 18. Neither their silver nor their gold shall be able to deliver them in the day of the Lord's wrath, but the whole land shall be devoured by the fire of his jealousy. For he shall make even a speedy riddance of all them that dwell in the land. So everything that's going on, the Most High is doing this, man. And it's going to get worse as time go on. Because this place is full of pride. And our people out here just sending up the ass, man. You know what I'm saying? We getting ready to be brought low. This nation is getting ready to be brought low. Because the day of the Lord is at hand. Like I just said before. Ecclesiastes 12:1. Remember now thy Creator in the days of thy youth, while the evil days come not, nor the years draw nigh, when thou shalt say, I have no pleasure in them. 2. While the sun or the light or the moon or the stars be not darkened, nor the clouds return after the rain. 3. And the day when the keepers of the house shall tremble, and the strong man shall bow themselves, and the grinders cease, because they are few, and those that look out of the windows be darkened. The grinders shall cease, y'all, because the grinding is talking about the workforce. All these workforces are starting to, fire a lot of people and lay off a lot of people, man, because a lot of people ain't spending money no more. You got truck companies that's on strike. They not delivering. So a lot of these places are on back order and probably won't even get none of the orders that they sent out so they can make profit. While on top of that, they firing people. They firing a lot of different people, man. Mainly Jake. Jake always the first fired and the last one hired, Ecclesiastes 12:4. And the door shall be shut in the streets when the sound of the grinding is low. That's talking about work. Ain't nobody going to be able to find jobs out here in a minute. And he shall rise up at the voice of the bird. It's going to be people out here looking for work early. You're not going to find it. And all the daughters of music should be brought low. That's for your singers out here. They finna be humbled down too. Your rappers, they finna be humbled down too. You see a lot of them being put in the dirt. Coolio, DMX, a lot of people are being put in the dirt, man. Because we in that time where Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai's wrath. And don't nobody want to see that. You know what I'm saying? But it's okay. Because this was all foretold and it's going to happen regardless y'all believe it or not. We're going to keep bringing it out. We don't give a damn if you believe it or not. You can take that missile sandwich when it comes 2/3. Second Ezra 15 and 14. Woe to the world and them that dwell therein. For the sword and destruction draweth nigh, and one people shall stand up and fight against another with swords in their hands. When this job market fall completely and people can't work and them famines set in, people gonna rise up against each other. You know why? Because they're not gonna have they ain't gonna have food to feed their families. So they're gonna go out here and do whatever they need to do to get what they need to feed their families. And a lot of people gonna rise up against their family and their neighbors and take each other out to get food. 16. For there shall be sedition among men and invading of one another. There you see it right there. They're going to be invading one another. They shall not regard their kings nor princes, and the course of their action shall stand in their power. They're going to do what they want to do. They're not going to give a damn what the government say, what the police say, what the government say. None of that. They're not hearing none of that. These people are going to be out here for self. 2 Ezra 15 and 17. And a man shall desire to go in the city and shall not be able to. You know why? Because, like I said before, there's going to be checkpoints set up when things hit the fan and martial law be declared. Men are going to be desiring to go into other places to try to seek food or just to get into safety. But they're not going to be able to. 18. For because of their pride, the city shall be troubled. The houses shall be destroyed, and man shall be afraid. You thugs, you killers. Y'all gonna be out here scared, man, because what's getting ready to happen? Ain't none of you scrubs, none of you lames, none of you feminine niggas, man. Y'all ain't finna see what's getting ready to happen. You think them third world countries be going through some shit? Wait till what's getting ready to come over here to America, aka Babylon. It's ready to go down over here, y'all. 2 Ezra 15 and 19. A man shall have no pity upon his neighbor. It's going to be brothers out here. You ain't going to, women too. You ain't going to have no pity on your neighbor. And that's people that stay upstairs from you, next to you, and your family. That's your neighbor too. But shall destroy their houses with the sword, which is the modern day gun or any killing instrument. You're going to go in your own people's house and destroy their houses with the sword. And spoil their goods. You're going to be stealing from your own friends and your neighbors and your family. You can, and with the sword, and spoil their goods because of the lack of bread and for great tribulation. It's going to be a lack of bread out here. And that's definitely going to follow these layoffs, because how you going to get money if you ain't got money? How you going to get money if you ain't got a job to get it? Because of layoffs. Great tribulation, man. Great tribulation is coming. What y'all gonna do? You know what I'm saying? Especially you people in the world. You dwelling on that money you got stashed away, but that's not gonna save your ass in this time of trouble that's getting ready to come upon this world, man. Especially upon America. You know what I'm saying? What y'all gonna do, brethren? Sisters, what y'all gonna do? Zechariah chapter 14 and 13. And it shall come to, and it shall, and I'm sorry, Salakia, y'all. And it shall come to pass in that day that a great tumult from the Lord shall be among them. And they shall lay hold everyone on the hands of his neighbor, and his hand shall rise up against the hand of his neighbor. So that's telling you right there that your neighbors and people are going to rise up against each other, man. And I just read it in the other chapter. And I believe 2 Ezra, people going to rise up against each other, man. For the lack of bread. They're going to spoil one another's house, man, and try to feed their families. You know, ain't nobody going to have pity on their neighbors, dude. Watch when these unemployment rates skyrocket and people can't afford food. They're going to be robbing and pillaging these stores. You know what I'm saying? There's been accounts of women getting robbed for their groceries in the past, not too far back, couple of months back. Women going to the store and brothers coming out robbing them at gunpoint, taking all their groceries, nothing else. That's a precursor to things to come. You know what I'm saying? Ain't no way people gonna be able to get out of what's to come in these times, bro. Y'all ain't gotta believe it. Amos 4 and 6. And I also have given you cleanness of teeth in all your cities. It's not talking about going to the dentist and getting them pearly whites. You ain't gonna have no food to eat. And when you ain't got no food to eat, that toothpick you got in your mouth, you ain't gonna be able to pick no food, no debris, no meat, nothing out your teeth. Your teeth gonna be clean because you ain't gonna be eating shit. And I also have given you cleanness of teeth in all your cities, and want of bread in all your places. Yet have ye not returned unto me, save the Lord. So he's talking to the Israelites out here on that. Everybody gonna deal with this famine. But the Most High coming after you, Israel, you 2/3, telling you that these famines is coming. But what you doing? You out here searching for mirth. You know, you seeking to please the white man out here. You know, trying to go on vacations. Remember, it was just a woman out here that went out for her birthday searching for that mirth during Hurricane Ian. And wherever she was at, the roof got ripped off of it. And the nail pierced her main artery, I believe, in her heart or something like that. And she bled out, seeking that mirth. Y'all better wake up, Israel, because time is running out, man. You know, you either going to get down or lay down. That's how the Most High coming. You either going to have to get down or you're going to lay down. You're going to be 6 feet deep. You're going to get that missile sandwich and your ass going to be on fire. Like my brother Hatazayawan always say, the Most High just turning that grease up on that fire right now. And in due season, he going to lay that fish off up in there. Being the 2/3 and the rest of you wicked motherfuckers out here to burn. You know? So keep your eyes and ears open out here, brothers and sisters in the truth. 2/3, I feel sorry for y'all because y'all don't want to hear this. Some of you might snap into it at the last minute, but right now, y'all and y'all lot, y'all better try to pay attention to the brothers out here bringing out the truth, because if not, hey, missile sandwiches is coming, man. ICBM nuclear missiles are coming. And I just wanted to bring this quick hit out for my brothers and sisters that are in the truth, that's knowing what's going on. You know, to keep that fire burning, keep that oil in your lamp, brothers and sisters. Time is running out. Shalom.